How might the technology around AI and machine learning change the type of skill that you're looking for, both for your own organisations, but also for those of your clients?
This is a really interesting one, I think. As employing recruiters, we used to look at, how can you build Boolean search strings, whereas actually that doesn't matter as much anymore because the AI does it for you. So the focus is really on telling that story about what the proposition is, convincing someone about the opportunity, and really building a personal relationship with them. So it is a lot more sort of soft skill heavy.
Right.
I think the other piece is around learning agility, because we don't know necessarily where this is going and what the future of work looks like. How do you kind of measure someone's ability to kind of evolve and not just do this role, do something else within the company and be able to turn their hand quite quickly to something else?
Moving to kind of tech and stuff, we were able to start, humanity was able to start innovating really because machines had come in an industrial fashion and taken a lot of the handwork we used to have to do, and so it made space for us to look at things that were more innovative and more exciting. I think AI kind of does the same thing with a lot of the administration type work that we do, where it can take things, and it doesn't mean we do less, it means that we have the ability to dive deeper into things that actually affect greater change, like how do people really fit in a workplace. We can kind of change our focus across to things like that make a tangible difference, rather than spending all of our time crunching through data and information about qualifications or experience that in reality can be done by a machine. We don't want to waste people's time, and I think one of the risks of an inefficient, any lack of efficiency in the model of recruiting people means that you could be wasting people's time, and I mean candidates' time, applicants' time. And so, automation in that space, which is where a lot of it's happening, thankfully, is going to reduce the risk of wasting people's time, which I think is really worthwhile.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think people will always be part of the recruitment process, but where I see it of real benefit is doing some of the tasks that you can automate and therefore speed up a lot of those tasks that can therefore allow you to have more time spent on the strategy element or maybe the negotiation element. So I guess where I've seen it being quite useful is if you've got systems which allow you to automate all that data gathering on candidates, whether that's pop-up systems on your Chrome where you're gathering details, or maybe it's the recruitment ATS system that you're using. So I think anything to speed up processes is a really great influence on recruitment.
And the thing about AI, what it does is it learns from every single interaction. And so that means that any sort of task that AI is set to do, it's more successful if that task is repetitive, so it can learn all the different algorithms and everything that goes into providing the right answer and the right solution. So where AI is going to be more prominent in the recruitment market and recruitment field are those roles which are highly repetitive. So you're sort of looking for the same background, the same type of person, the same style of person.
I think when candidates hear AI in recruitment, they probably feel like they're losing that personal touch. So I think it's more an education piece. And there is, of course, issues around privacy, but I think we're facing that at a wider level anyway. So, I personally think that if anything, and it sounds like you're on the same track, it will improve your experience overall as a candidate, even if it's simple things like rejection templates across people, which is obviously just an automated feature, but you're getting an answer, and that's something that is actually a lot more valuable to people than you would realise. So, I think overall, getting more feedback, even if it's not as individualised as it maybe could be as a phone call, is still a good thing for people. And
there's a lot of conversation going around the world globally at political level about, if this is going to happen, which looks like it will happen, what do we do with all these individuals that are out of work? And you hear talks about universal incomes, those sorts of things. Then of course there's the privacy side, which is, we're now access to the global market of candidates coming through, and countries are shutting down their boundaries in terms of the flow of information within those frameworks. So then how do you control that flow of information without breaking any legislation and laws in different countries? So I think there's still a lot of things to work out and iron out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we often look at technological change in isolation without actually looking at the societal change that goes around with it. And probably the technology change has to be stepped in line with societal change. So 10 years ago, we probably would have never have thought that we would have put a photo on a CV. And now there's social networking profiles that have a photo up as commonly accepted. So I think it's probably the intersection or the interplay between societal change and technology change where we'll see it take off. Yeah.
I've had conversations with candidates recently who have been so pleased with the fact that, like you said, just the simplest things of someone getting back to them, and even if it is just an automated response, at least they know where they stand. And you know, if we can make that easier moving forward, then so be it. I'm all for it.